Hello, y'all. Welcome to my video series. This is video 8, version 2 of my video game dev vlog video series. Yes. So, this is going to be real casual, real cozy. All right, I'm kind of tired, so I'm going to stumble over words. It's going to be kind of awkward. But some videos I'll be really on point and it'll just be amazing. Actually, not. I'm not gonna do any editing because I'm releasing one video a day. One video a day that's gonna show you the progress on this wonderful project I've made. So this project is obviously a game project that I've been working on for about 2.5 years or so, and it's time to finish it. So I gave myself 90 days till the end of the year, pretty much, to finish it. And shortly after that, I will release it on Steam for whatever I think it's worth. And I'm gonna go pretty hard, pretty crunch mode for these 90 days. Turn that volume down. And I want to share I want to share that process with you guys. Yep. And but it's also very useful for me to have some idea that I'm being held accountable, because if I slack off, then you guys will notice, and that'll just get me depressed and quit the whole series. But I can't do that, so I better not slack off. So, all right, we're almost at 10% through the video series, and I figure this is a good time to kind of reintroduce the whole thing and try to get more people watching and see what happens. And I really like anyone who finds this interesting and gives me feedback in the comments, ideas. Just even feedback on little things that I miss is often helpful. So, but you don't feel like you have to comment. I'm just saying. So, what do we have here? We have a cool game. You obviously can see it's a voxel game. You can edit the voxels. It's an infinite world in all directions, and it has different generators. This is showing off from the center of the map. You can see a little bit the material diversity. You can see 4 different generators along these lines, and they're all a little different. So let's go through this one. It's kind of the standard terrain. And right now I'm in a floaty mode, so I don't have to jump over anything, but I'm going to change that because I'm about to show the yes. So every video will start off generally with showing the work I've done since the last video, since yesterday. And then I'll talk about the ideas and design and all that. So today's update, I've made sort of a new weapon, and it's pretty cool. It's got a nice reticule, whatever, and does a lot of damage. And I had the charge up where it goes from green, like from there. That's about less than half a second. I had it about 2 seconds, and it was way too slow. But maybe I'll find some compromise. And I can't. Okay, whatever. And you go about 50% speed when you're zoomed in. I still need to change the mouse sensitivity. And so for those new here, these spheres are where, right now at least, where the enemies spawn. And when it's red, I cannot leave the sphere for 8 seconds or so, and that can change. So I will just wait out some spawning. Come on. Oh, there we go. And actually, let me show the old way. And as I stay in here, it'll spawn more. Oh, good, I can stand here. So this is the old gun. Each shot does 5 damage or so to those enemies. I take a little bit of damage. I did fancy up the interface a little bit since last time as well. The bars look a little nicer. Alright, they got these annoying noises. Okay. And I have this ugly gun that does an AoE, so it can kill a bunch. And this one can shoot through multiple, so I'll try to show that. But this... Oh, hey, sound. Alright. This gun did not exist yesterday, so I'm really happy with it. It adds a new dynamic to dealing with enemies. And hello. Alright. The spawning animation is really ugly placeholder. saw that. That's just kind of a visual thing right now. That's not really important anyway. But it will be, because that's the center of this sphere, and that will be an important part of gameplay. So. Alright, what are we doing here? So now let me kind of cozy into a spot. When I go on a little rant, actually let me find another. Use my zoom mode. The radar on the lower right shows me that I'm going towards the center of the map, but also you can tell with that. So yeah, I like to find a nice cozy spot when I'm going to talk about stuff. It keeps me from being distracted, and if I dig down, I can show you guys some cool lighting effects. So just bear with me. Bear with me. We'll go to the wall, the Great Wall, and find a nice spot. All right. Hello. All right. So we'll claim this territory. By the way, if you left click, you can place just as right clicking erase. Easy. And you know, it's kind of fun. It's kind of nice just carving out a little spot. You feel like a beaver, right? In fact, that's what you are. This game is you're a beaver with guns. There, I just figured out the title. Nice. All right. Lame jokes aside, we have lighting. So, spamming a green light, and it regenerates the chunk with the lighting. I did have it darker down here, so lighting showed up better, but whatever. You get the point. Red light. Yeah, because the whole map is already kind of lit, these don't show the true effect they can have. So when you're building a base, there'll be some way to make it nice and dark, or a dark area of the map, and we'll have wonderful lighting. I'm just trying to see if I can find a slightly darker place. I don't think so. Whatever. So, all right. So let's talk about what this game is going to be. Obviously, you'll be able to do this in your base and edit. And let me show this thing. I showed this before in the video series, storage, but it kind of does a good job of demonstrating the entities. So I can store whatever I want in there. Get it back. Okay. Simple storage. Entities, static entities, there's a lot we can do with them, but we'll mess with that a little bit later in the series. And so these spheres are generated as you move out in the map, and it doesn't matter what Z height you're at, they'll still generate, and it'll only show you a sort of layer, so you won't, you know, so even though these look like they overlap, they're far enough apart to not overlap. And these spheres will be the focal point of where the player is, you know, what the player does pretty much is he goes there and kills enemies within a sphere, and that will charge up a node in the center. And after a certain amount of charging, you can go to that node and it'll have an interface where you can upgrade things. You can give yourself buffs, and you can spawn resource nodes that will continuously generate resources, and you bring them back to your base to to process them, and there'll be sort of machines at your base where you can build upgrades and armor and ammo and all that good stuff. So it'll be a process of moving around the map and collecting and combat and upgrades and this and that, and there'll be some difference. There'll be different types of spheres, some that are smaller and they have a longer type of combat, so it's a little more RPG-ish in a way. It'll make sense once we start messing with those. I'll have more. I'll have some experimental types of gameplay in these spheres, and that's the nice thing about them is with all of them that are going to exist, you can do a huge number of things. If you have a new game idea, just have them in a sphere, and if it's too overpowered, then have it be rare, uh, or if you don't have whatever. So there's a lot of potential to really explore new game ideas because you can when you're in a sphere, you can set everything. You can set the movement mode, the weapon you have, uh, just basically the rules of the game can all change depending on where you are. So that's nice. And and yeah, obviously killing enemies will be useful per sphere. And when you're outside of spheres, these let me find one. Though they don't appear where you dig. There's these pink things around the map that will eventually be turrets, and they will prevent you from just kind of flying through the map. You'll have to deal with them. Now, once you kill a turret, it won't respawn, but they'll be everywhere. So you basically carve out a way, a travel path through the map, and you might have helpers that help you with this or upgrades to make them easier as time goes on. And it won't just be turrets, it can be spawners that make enemies, so you have to fight, not just shoot it. Okay. Some of these. There we go. See, I could have it so when you enter a sphere, you go into this mode and there's enemies that are specifically made to be a challenge in this mode. Like these are all pretty whatever. Pretty hard actually. Ugly spawning animation. That's probably something I should change soon. As a matter of my pride, my Saiyan pride. Uh, so yeah, so there's gonna be we're gonna advance the combat, and that's gonna be probably the next month at least. And that means new weapons, new modes, new enemies, uh, perhaps helpers, perhaps, and then we start to get into the upgrades and progression, and what what incentives there are to move around the map. Okay, this really shouldn't be that close to. Oh, never mind. I know why it is. Never mind. I could explain it, but it's probably not interesting. So, uh, there will be reason to travel around the map, and there'll be. I think there'll be events that happen, sort of like quests where you see a node that's highlighted and it'll show a certain reward and you go there and you deal with it, and if you're it'll be higher risk higher reward kind of thing, and perhaps there will be a sort of you'll be limited by the speed and efficiency in which you travel, so there can be a lot of things you put in the map that are permanent that help you travel around. That's a possibility. There's a lot of cool things that we can do, but we have 3 months, so we got to pick the best things, and it'll start off with combat, and then just progression and using the map, and we'll have some sort of at least a basic implementation of base mechanics and machinery and material production, and later we can expand on that. But yeah, I think that's that, and almost all the graphics here, all these textures are going to be revamped, redone. They're all kind of temporary, some stage of temporary, and obviously some things, uh, not mentioning any names, some things are uglier than others, but some things are actually kind of cool. Like, okay, when I get out of this mess, too strong. You can't deal with me. Too powerful. So let's see. Does this show? It's not showing. It's not drawing the way it should be actually. That's an issue, right? Oh wait, no, it might be because I'm too close. Let's see. Nope, there's something going on with these, so at least I noticed it now, and I'll deal with it. So next time we'll have, though it's working here. These spheres have little decorative things, but these should have them too, so I'm not sure where they are. They probably do, they're just really slow. Okay. Never mind. Whatever. Who cares? So that's that. We're gonna do 90 episodes. This is episode 8, and I did. This is the second version. It's literally the same thing, but I don't know. I'll probably delete the first version because this one's better. And usually I won't do multiple takes, but since this is the video I'm gonna be linking around, I figure it's nice to have a good first impression. The rest of this video series is gonna be pretty shit, but at least you get one cool video where I do a second take. And maybe for the final video I'll do the same thing. So at least 2 cool videos. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See you. I'll end this with some sniping, showing my sniping skills. Right there. Right there. Right there. Okay, they're all in my face. Hang on. The mode was wrong, so I wasn't stopping as I should. Oh. That's not an enemy. That's not an enemy right there. That's the center of the node. And I freaked out. Isn't that funny? That's hilarious. Alright. This isn't bad, you know. This is the start of an encounter right here. Now obviously this gun needs some more some mechanical work. So it has ammo or a cooldown period, a reloading. I think when it's reloading, I'm not sure. It'll definitely mess with your speed. It might make you faster, it might make you slower, whatever. If it makes you slower, then there'll be some sort of speed mechanic before it reloads. Or I just had this idea. I just had this amazing idea. See, all right, let me sit tight somewhere so I can explain this. If you're watching at this point still, then I'm guessing you're interested in what's going on. So I'll take the liberty of going into some deets. All right, we are in our safe space now, so we can talk honestly, share our feelings. So before I had this ugly mode, this little UI that was going to have what I call cooldown modes, and when you do that, it's literally in these. Wait, did it change it? Come on. No, oh, I'm not. Okay. If I do that, then this sniping gun was actually part of a mode that I just made, but for this video I changed it to actually be its own weapon. Now, and I don't want to be. How do I deal with this? Okay. How do I play my own game? Let me in. Alright. I need to rebuild my safe space really quick. Not with storage though. In fact. Okay. I feel even safer now. Oh, I'm so safe right now. It's crazy how safe I am. And this texture is animated, so it's just kind of simple, but whatever. We'll just sit and look at it. Alright, so the idea was that I'd have different modes that have different cooldowns and costs to activate. And that was sort of before the sphere idea. And I wanted to, they're kind of one and the same in that these modes are a player, a global version of what can happen in a sphere as far as changing your character's way of playing. But I don't really know if I need that anymore. And the issue was, okay, you can have in a mode you can have maybe one. It was kind of a preset weapon, but I think what I want to do is somehow a mode or in a sphere you have not only just one preset weapon, but 2 or even 3 weapons that are built to go with each other. Because I'd like the idea of, hey, there's a sniper here, blah blah blah, and perhaps kills you get with this one charge up your other gun, your second gun, and vice versa. And if you don't get kills, then you can still use your gun, your other gun, but it will be weaker. And so if there's like 4 or 5 different sets of 2 or 3 weapons, then that's plenty to have a nice uh, variety of gameplay. That's just an idea. There's something I'll expand upon later and see how I actually want to proceed with that. It really can go either ways. You know, it can go with these cooldown modes with a better looking interface, or which could still set these weapons. Oh, whatever. We'll talk about it. I'm just kind of rambling. I guess that's it. That's the first video for a lot of people. So check out my old videos to see the bit of progress I've made so far, and I locked it into a zoom, so that's not good. Oh, there we go. And stay tuned tomorrow for tomorrow's episode, video, whatever. And I think what we're going to be doing is potential either a new weapon or probably new enemies, or at least one new enemy. 2 enemies that we have are a little boring at this point. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll see you later.